conquered the new car market last year with the Tucson, Hyundai have added yet another exciting new model to their range. And this is the all-new Ioniq. Hedging their bets on where exactly the future of motoring is going to land, the Ioniq will be available with 3 different powertrains, none of which will be powered by diesel. Instead, you'll have a choice of hybrid, plug-in hybrid, and this fully electric model. The Ioniq is a striking machine, although not quite zany enough to divide opinion too much. There is certainly a hint of the Prius from the back, with aerodynamics obviously being of huge importance to a car like this, but overall it manages to be a little bit more subtle than its main hybrid competitor, yet arguably a bit more exciting than its main electric one in the Nissan Leaf. This fully electric model, recognisable by the single frame grille and some other subtle touches, also has a longer range than the Nissan Leaf, and it currently holds the title of longest range on a mainstream electric vehicle at 280 kilometres. Sit inside and well, it's very average, but in a good way. There's nothing shouty or futuristic about the cabin, and I think it works that way. In fact, bar a few subtle clues like this keypad style gear shift module, which is very cool by the way, you could very well be behind the wheel of an i30. A few bronze accents add a bit of glamour to a simple, sleek layout, and it passes all of our Cars Ireland practicality tests with flying colours. Boot space does suffer a bit because of the battery at 350 litres, which is 20 litres less than that of a Nissan Leaf, but still bigger than that of a Ford Focus. Space in the back is pretty typical for that of a family hatch. Legroom is good and headroom is okay, although impacted ever so slightly by that sloping roof. On the plus side, standard equipment is extremely generous and includes such luxuries as heated seats, dual zone air conditioning, and an 8-inch touchscreen display complete with sat-nav and a reversing camera. As for the drive itself, it's quiet, pleasant, refined, like any other normal automatic hatchback really. That sudden silent power uptake is surprising and fun, and you can also switch between different driving modes. So you've got Eco, Normal and Sport, which will change the feel of the car for different driving situations. And while Sport mode might not necessarily make it feel like a sports car, you do get a little rush of power as more energy is made available, and it feels a bit more willing as a result. Equally, if you want to do the opposite and conserve more power, you've got paddles on the steering wheel which will allow you to select the level of energy you claim back from braking. Now this all might sound terribly complicated, but it really doesn't have to be. And for most people, all they need to worry about is putting it in normal and keeping it sufficiently charged to prevent the dreaded range anxiety. And that still will be the biggest worry for most. The Ioniq does have an advantage here in offering an exceptional range for the class at 280 kilometres, which as I mentioned earlier is currently the longest range available, but that's not to say that it will be for very long. And things are moving very quickly in the electric market. But there it also has the benefit of choice, because for those still wary of fully electric power, you've got the hybrid, and for those who want the best of both worlds, there'll soon be a plug-in. So it's hard to see where this can go wrong. It's certainly one of the most interesting cars to have come along recently, and definitely one to watch for this year. You can check it out for yourself at your local Hyundai dealer, details of which you'll find on CarsIreland.ie.